Alright, it has been 1 day since the new update has dropped for Trackmania, including a bunch of new environments or called vistas as well. We have a snowy environment that you can see right here, a valley environment. This one is also valley, I guess. We also have canyon and a lagoon environment as well. Looking really fun, and they have been included in the new Winter 2026 campaign. 25 brand new tracks, also some of these. Very interestingly, including esport World Cup maps. So we have a crazy campaign on our hands, and what I wanted to do is to take a look at all of the world records now set within the first 24 hours of the campaign release. It's a bit more than that. It's about, I guess, 29 hours since the campaign has released 1 day ago. So I would say, without any further ado, let us take a look at map number 1 and see what the strat is on this one. Ewin with the world record on this one with a point of 39. So this one already introducing this snowy landscape here, where you have to drive over snow patches in between these road parts, slowing you down. This is just normal snow, which, penalty snow slows you down. Interesting strats here. So I will be, of course, reacting to them, but I also want to maybe explain a little bit some of the tricks. They are just jumping here, well, at the very start, they're just taking normal inside lines, stuff like that, completely normal. But interestingly here, they are jumping sideways and then counter-steering to then have a no-slide angle here. Also here, they're turning and then going straight again. Very interesting. It seems like they are keeping more speed that way over the snow. Same thing here as well. Sideways landing and keeping more speed. If we compare that once against, well, probably my first try ever on this map. I only did one run for the campaign discovery. Jumping straight here. Way less exit speed. So you definitely want to try that out. Like this little bit of a sideways landing. It looks like map 1 of this campaign is very tricky. Has a lot of different tricks involved here. So definitely worth investigating. Then map number 2. This one is more of a grass map, now in the valley area. So at the start, keep grip, simple stuff there. Then probably want to get a very nice inside line here. They're actually doing a small no slide there. Interesting. Then high up on the banking, and he's doing a no slide. Oh my god. Lord cracked world record with the no slide ending. BPs, I think, did not do it. But at the start, just a no slide up here. Then here, wait for the gear. You might have heard it. You're getting the gear right here, I think, to gear up. So if you're already steering here into a slide, you will not get the gear. You will have less speed. It is better if you have the start good to wait for a second and then start steering again, so that you have the superior gear there, and you're also faster in the next part because of that. BPs also does a no side. Seems to be definitely worth it on this track here to do a no side there. Cool stuff. Let's go to the next track then as well. Nice Audi skin. Yeah, even better Audi skin than the official livery. Okay, this is maybe not the correct world record. Yeah, this one is bugged apparently. It's 2 seconds faster. This one now, another very no-side heavy map here. This one now in the canyon environment. I saw Semifying hunting this one a little bit yesterday as well. This landing here, landing in the banking and then no slide up here, full speed on the outside dirt. That's crazy stuff. And then jump here, up here into the finish. The no slide in the beginning, you can do it, you don't have to. This one is not quite as fast. You see my PB, I don't think, or maybe it didn't no slide. But then here, good jump, and then especially keeping good speed here, landing on the border. And then no slide up here. It seems like some people are doing a different route though. Let's see maybe. Okay, I got the wrong one there. Blavok, let's see. They are landing a little bit differently here. Let's take a look. So, Blavok releases early and then goes way more inside here and jumps even a little bit. Honestly, looks like that line would maybe be even a little bit easier to do, and got a really good run with that in as well. Obviously, the most important part is getting the no side at the outside dirt. But yeah, pretty nice run here. Then map 4. This one is probably bugged as well, world record. But then the next ones, right here, the top 4, Darkest Sentinel with a 25.4. This is the reactor map at the very end. This is the introduction to the lagoon environment. I think looks beautiful, of course. And here they go like this, smooth exit, and then comes the reactor. What do they do? Is it just a straight line and hope for the best? Looks like it right now. There's nothing super weird that I see in their runs. So they just, you know, drive normal no-side lines through this. Then also here. Here, right there. This is where you get the gear shift. We're gearing up from 4th to 5th gear. So you don't want to steer immediately here. Only steer later. You see how late they steer? That is because of the gear. And then you get a better speed, better, yeah, just a much better line overall through the next part. And yeah, decent reactor zoop gets you pretty far here, it seems. Alright, map number 5 then. Keeping gear 5 here is tough. Oh, I see, okay. Might not be the easiest. What are they doing here? Wait, they're going wide at the start to get more speed for the upper. That's crazy. This is the only map in the campaign that features altered cars, or odd cars. And Rinte here with the world record. Pretty nice run, to be honest. That looks really good already. He's over 1/10 ahead of 2nd place. But yeah, going wide to get more speed at the start. That's a crazy strat for a campaign map. Then here just normal lines. This desert car part, you can actually go over the penalty on the inside here. And then you have a much better, cleaner entry to the snow car part as well. That seems to be good. And then just drive into the finish like this. Pretty clean stuff, honestly, by Rinte here. Simple map. Those were the 5 white maps, of course. These are also included in the free version. The green ones here as well. The first 10 maps. You can play these for free. You don't even have to pay for anything. And then this one. Another one now in the winter, yeah, scenery, basically. Jumping up here. This one I quite like. This one was a really interesting idea for a map. Drop down here. Keeping grip. Damn. And then, yeah, they probably, yeah, they completely overjumped the penalty then. That's a good strat. That's a very good strat. Also, really nice run here by Trax. 24.445 already. So yeah, at the start, just normal stuff here. Drive the dirt upper here. Not the normal outside line. And then this. Release from all the way to the left, and then to the right, and barely keep grip. And then with that speed, they jump completely over the penalty. If we compare that with my run, we probably don't want to compare that. This is also my first run, I think, but maybe we can see the difference in speed. Not really, but yeah, just see here, I don't get the jump smooth, and then here you also land in penalty. So you don't have that much speed for the next part either. And that just probably gains over a second if they do that. Okay, next map. This one is another... Are they the same people that get these bugged runs? Or what is happening there? I don't know. We can watch 3 runs here though at the top. 28.60 by Darkest Sentinel. Very, very, yeah, just precision heavy start there. And then around like this. Small drift. Very small drift actually. And then this is full speed. Damn. Just full speed turn here. Into the checkpoint and then just a straightforward ending, I think. Oh, he got a little bit of grip on this hill. Look at this. He jumps right here and then... I think he just got a little bit lucky that he got a tiny bit of speed there from that. I think it gained him like maybe 100 or 2, if anything. But yeah, other than that, on this map, fairly simple. Just a tiny drift here to get around. You know, just one normal drift there, and then a super small brake tap there as well, and then just full speed. Full speed all the way up, good speed, and into the finish. Yo, Morpheo, thank you very much for the 42-month resub, and also Spoonem with the 5 months, damn. Thank you guys, appreciate it a lot. This is another big world record difference here, I would say. 500s already between Copro and Hobbit. I think this was, yeah, another dirt map. The dirt really fits the canyon aesthetic here really well. Dirt roads. And then here, this is just very, very cooked, honestly. Simple dirt map. Did he touch the end, no? He did touch right before the end. Did not cost him too much, luckily. Sick run, honestly, here by Copro. Again, here they barely keep grip up the hill in this left turn. Wanna avoid the penalty a little bit on the sides. This is penalty, it will slow you down a lot. barely keeping grip. Also this, by the way, if you are playing these for the first time, you haven't tried them before, this is also penalty. The normal ground in these environments is penalty. You do not want to be driving over this as if you can help it. If you are mapping this and don't want the penalty here, you gotta place the dirt platforms on top of it to get rid of the penalty. You actually have to place down proper dirt. But yeah, they just, because of that, because this is penalty, they go very inside into this turn to avoid that as much as possible. Then here also quite inside slide into there. Also here completely avoiding the outside dirt. Here does a tiny nose slide out of that slide, and then into the finish. Yeah, just pretty much clean. Okay, next run. Let's take a look. Oh, 9. The maps are gonna get a little bit more complex now. Wait, that was not intentional. Complex with the word. I didn't see that. Complex with the world record here on this map, and yeah, they're doing a small trick there, bouncing off the mountain on the left to skip the aforementioned penalty. As I said, you want to avoid it as much as possible, and he got a small bump there. Seems to be worth it. And other than that, it's yeah, pretty much just full speed this track. Are all the new blocks penalty? The ground is, yes, but in this case here, for example, the sand isn't. These blocks, I think, aren't. It's a little bit hard. I shouldn't have shown this off in the night version. But I think these mountains aren't, and also the rocks aren't. But yeah, the beach isn't as well. The beach has more speed. It's just the penalty here, basically. And if you want to get rid of that, just place a road or something on top of it, you know. I think it actually adds more, hopefully. We'll see. But it makes some other parts difficult if you want to drive over the mountains and stuff. We'll see. But yeah, smooth landing here, and then right here on the left side, close to that pole, you have this little bump that they are going over. And that way, they jump a tiny bit here. And yeah, keep a little bit more speed into that. If we can we compare that with my run? I did one attempt on this, I think. Yeah, straight jump here, you already see how much that loses. They have way more speed on the landing, and then this massive difference. Look at how much more speed they have. Insane. Sand isn't penalty? Yes, sand isn't penalty. It's a different type of sand, somehow. Alright, then the first multi-lap track. They did something interesting with this campaign, where map 10 is 2 laps, then map 15 is 3 laps, and map 20 is 4 laps. So yeah, the start here, completely no slide, full speed. Sky with the world record. A very good tech player, of course, and this seems to be a proper tech map here then. Yeah, they keep a lot of speed out of that slide there. Fairly simple tech so far, to be honest, on this run. Do they no-slide this as well? Yes, did he... Wait, did he release at all? Yes, he did. Okay, a tiny release. I was gonna say, there's no way you can full speed this. He did a very tiny release here. Exactly in that spot. But got it really good. Got it faster than the second place and overtook them that way. Wagentier. And then a really nice speed to there as well. Alright, of course this is 2 laps, the same thing basically, so what you learn in the first lap kinda carries over into the next one as well. Of course you have way less speed here though. So this drift, it seems you wanna start it fairly early and then let it end here and just keep the line through all of this. You wanna end it very early, and then here, nice drift as well, keep a lot of speed, barely make the next turn full speed. You have a little bit more speed for the entry here now, so you want to start the drift a little bit early, I guess. And then just the same line again. Nice turn to the right there, and that is the first 10 maps done. The free-to-play tracks, basically, that you can play for with the starter access. And then from here on out, these are available for club access, or if you get far in ranked. If you're a starter player, a starter access player, and you get far in ranked, you can also play these maps, I believe. But then you have to discover them in ranked, of course. Okay, next map, it's the ice map. Already a pretty nice ramp cut there at the start. That was pretty clean. And then over the ice here, just a straight line. No wiggles from the first place here. That's nice. And then here, ice slide, you probably wanna... Yeah, maybe ice speed slide a little bit there. I'm not sure. That's what I was thinking. You might want to ice speed slide there at the exit. But yeah, this is a really nice jump here in the start. Get a lot of speed that way. Also here, just a simple eyesight. You don't need to release, it looks like, if you have the exact right entry. And then, yeah, just keep the eyesight here. You want it very low angle eyesight and then up the hill. That way you can keep it longer. If you do a strong angle eyesight where you're always 90 degree when you're starting it, yeah, you will go to the left. You will not make this exit here. Getting this exit is really difficult in my opinion, to be honest. Getting this here tight like this, really tough. They do release here as well to not go, to get out of the eyesight a little bit earlier. And yeah, very, very inside jump there as well into the finish. That was map 11. Yeah, technically map 5 also uses the format that I was talking about earlier, just one lap of course. Okay, next one, map 12, complex with another world record here, actually a 10th ahead of second place. Small release there. This is also clean, full speed through the chicanes. And then up here, this is just a clean run so far. Land there. Little bit of a counter steer at the end and then into the finish. Pretty nice. Dutch top 3. Ain't no way. Yeah, it's actually the Dutch top 3. Well, if you didn't know Complex was Dutch, you would have maybe at least figured it out for the other two. Varkintier and Pupbear definitely sound Dutch. Alright, but yeah, this is pretty clean. They release a little bit here at the very beginning to then land early here and just full speed the next turn. Same thing with this one here. Early air brake and then land on a little bit of a slide and they can just full speed around here and the chicane as well. Gets a really nice exit as well that way. And then also here, jump a bit to the left, tiny release step actually to land earlier. And then just lands in a way where you can keep the slide. Then as soon as he can, he's exiting the slide right here to then get a little bit more exit speed. And then just straight up into the finish. Simple stuff. Nice nice one there. That is map number 12. Now map 13. I think especially on map 14, the maps and also the author times got a lot harder. If you're struggling with the author times in the White series, yeah, it will be difficult the next maps coming up because they made them fairly easy this time. I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is the proper outside dirt map here now of the campaign. I think there's another outside dirt coming here. Yep. Clean entry. Nice stuff. A small nose set as well at the exit by keyboard abuser here. Well, nice run here. Yeah, inside drift on this one. Keep a lot of speed, jump, simple stuff. They are doing one trick here actually though, and that is that they air brake. Again, same reason as before. This is penalty, this landing. So if they air brake, they bounce a little bit. They only have grip with 1 or 2 tires. And that way they skip a little bit of the slowdown they get from the penalty. Then jump here, just clean stuff, nosedive into another outside dirt. Yeah, this is just clean outside dirt pretty much. And then the same thing here as well. They just go straight, drop down into this and clean outside dirt again. So yeah, fairly simple map driving wise. In general, the maps are a little bit more basic, a little bit more beginner friendly, which is, I think, you know, start of a new year, new season in a way. I think that was intentional, the goal from Nadeo, to make them a little bit more beginner friendly. Okay, next map, map 14. Now I would say it gets a little bit more complicated. This is also where the author times get a lot harder. Hobbit with the world record here. 0.82, 300s ahead of Arctic Expert, and yeah, I expected something there. They're going inside on the side of the pole. Wait, this is no side? Ain't no way. It's actually no side. Oh my god, they have so much speed. Oh shit, and then just straight into the finish. Nice stuff. Alright, this is a cool one, I think. This is gonna be fun to play. So yeah, drift here. You wanna obviously, again, avoid as much penalty as possible. Get a good exit. The exit is the most important part, that you get a lot of speed here into the looping. And then they get a really nice line over this. This, again, as I said previously. Oh, nice camera. This is penalty. This section here from the mountain to this is penalty. So you want to, yeah, don't not touch it as much. We can maybe watch this once from my perspective. a little bit behind here in the start, but then driving here, I drop down to basically 0 speed, and they are just gone. On their side, as you can see, they're going wider, they're going for a proper setup for this. And then inside bouncing, and they're also just getting the turn, like, way faster, even on 2 wheels there at the exit. Yeah, really, really nice. And then release here as well, of course. Yes, this will, of course, be on YouTube. I will also mark it down, like, when I'm talking about which maps, I will do some chapters for that on YouTube as well. So you can find this easily if you are playing the maps and stuff and want to watch the world records or something, or some commentary about that as well. If you want to ever check that, it's gonna be available to see that. Ooh, they jump on the right here, that's cool. Another multi-lap map now, as I said earlier. It's map number 15, and this one is now 3 laps. This one was honestly really fun. I enjoyed this one. I think we can just watch it like this, because I think the strats are gonna be fairly similar. What do they do here? Okay, they go to the left as I thought. Okay, that makes sense. Now here in the 2nd and 3rd lap, in the flying laps, you can go to the left. You have way more speed. Yeah, this jump is cool. That's really satisfying. Also here do you do a tiny flow trick there as well. Very, very early landing on the left. And then up here as well. Hold the drift. I said that as well in my campaign discovery. This was probably just holding this drift all the way, because starting it later was really awkward. Okay, let's take a look at this one now one more time. Huge world record, by the way, here by Shadowcrancer. Almost half a second ahead. But yeah, it goes very wide on this one to get early onto the platform. Getting the grip then around here, keeping a lot of speed, and then jumps really far to the right to land as early as he can. And get up to speed quickly. Here again, the right-left that he's doing. You know, here at the very end. Right-left, so that he gets a little bit of this tilt in this jump. And lands a little bit earlier. Also here, really far left on this transition. To get maximum entry distance, basically. To keep as much speed as possible. And then here, as I said earlier, you just go into this in a slide and just hold it. You know, he's not even pressing the brake. He's only pressing it once he gets to this turn. And then into the finish. Pretty nice stuff here by Shadowcrancer. Was there anything special in the start? Not really, I think. Yeah, they just drive here, keep good speed. I think the first jump is going to be probably more important in the first lap. This one here to get good than the other laps. But other than that, pretty much just repeat the same thing for all 3 laps and you will have a pretty good run, I think. Then, red. He maxed the map already? Yeah, that's probably more possible still. Toy from world record. Yeah, I remember. We started off the red series instantly with the coked ice map. This is also a fairly difficult AT, I would say, if you've never played ice before. I would say this is not the easiest one to learn. We're jumping up here instantly into another ice slide. Then just keeping it all the way here to the road. If you're wondering why the camera jitters like that, it's because every time you get camera 1, once you get onto the ice here, it resets the camera. Because no other camera than camera 1 works for ice slides like that. And then just nice insight into the finish. Even gold is not free, yeah. This one was pretty tough. Also just to drive. Red series, they really ramped up the difficulty. Yeah, just clean eyesight here onto this. Normal stuff. Also here, they pre-brake this, it seems, a little bit. Like right here, they go onto the ice. They are a little bit too fast. So here he's already braking before he's even properly into the ice slide. So he gets a little bit more angle, I think. Not an ice pro, of course. Also here, he gets the exit without having to release. Really good. Then switching to this side, of course. Gets a lot of exit speed with this line. Not the best landing here, I guess. Like, he could have probably kept a bit more speed. Again, they're going, like, sideways on the snow. It seems to be... Well, for one thing, it's giving them maybe a little bit of a better angle, but also more speed, maybe. Then here, this landing. If you're going for the other time on this map, this is, I think, the most important turn. If you're getting to this turn at all, or first of all. But you want it really tight around here. And then this landing, getting this smooth. Or at least over jumping the hill and staying in an ice set is the most important thing. For that, of course, you wanna hold the eyesight here, and then you see how he's over-angled a little bit, and he's even pressing brake here still to be over-angled as he's landing. So he's landing in a proper eyesight. And then inside through here. That's gonna gain so much time. And also the good exit then. By far the most important turn, I think. And it's right at the end. Yeah, if you master that one and get decent on the other turns as well, I think you, the author time is probably doable. Alright, next. It's Shamao with a world record here over Karlberg on second. 300s away. This one was also really cool. These are kind of new blocks. The ground below these curved blocks. Those are like one of the new blocks that we have now, and I think they look really nice here, to be honest. Up here, yeah, this is clean. Jamal is actually behind here right now, but he has more speed into this part. Ram cut there as well. Gets a bit more speed. I think they pre-drifted that turn a tiny bit. Gets more speed here as well, and absolutely cooking. I think Piranha was that, or was it Bailey? It was Piranha. Had the blue skin. And then inside grass line here, into the finish. Clean stuff. Yeah, very clean stuff here. It looks a little bit weird, this road. By the way, if you're wondering what is this block, it's just the underside of sausage. If you place it on ground like this, it creates these, yeah, this ground that you can drive on, plus the pillars as well, which looks pretty nice in my opinion. But yeah, here, is there a small bump that they're getting? He's going a little bit over a bump. Also here, definitely a better strat than what I was going for. Going far on the left and taking this full speed, this jump. Way better. That's good to know. Then jumping here into a grass turn. This one is fairly basic. You just turn left here. I think they're going extra far on the left. Because again, I will repeat myself very often here. This is penalty, so they're going further on the left here to avoid the penalty slowdown. Maybe you want to go even further left, actually, if you can keep the speed into this grass turn. Yeah, here also important, just keep as much speed as possible. The platform, you have full grip, so you will get a bit more speed that way. A nice ramp cut here. Then it's full speed. Again, here, as I talked about earlier, if you just full speed into this turn, you probably miss the apex. So because of that, right here you can see he's starting a small drift. We always call that pre-drifting, because he's now having a little bit more angle already as he's going onto the grass, and that way is able to take this turn a lot tighter. Because of that, you can see way better speed as well. Wait, where did that guy just come from? Wait. What was that? I think it was a bug. I think it was a bug. Yeah, then they just jump up here, clean landing, and just a simple basic grass turn inside here. Karlberg had it pretty good. I think he might have gained a little bit on... did he gain? It's a different strat. Went a little bit more inside than Jamal. But yeah, that was map number 17. Definitely more possible on this one as for sure. We might look at these again in the future. This one is fun as well. 53.5 by Mad Lightning. Yeah, so at the start, good speed there, good landing. Then this one is really using this canyon environment to the fullest. Yeah, booster here, then into penalty to slow down again, of course. Over onto a booster here. Do they land on a slide? Yes. What is this line? You're so wide! Oh my god, completely different strats by the players here. That's interesting. I don't think this map is fully solved yet. This is how it looks after one day. But then, they end up really close to each other after all of that. Ooh, that was a nice sideways landing there. And then, one more turn here into the finish. There you go. Simple stuff. Alright, so what do they do in the start here to get this landing better? I think it's just a specific spot that you land on, where you get less penalty. And they're also doing nosedive, they're not air braking. You can see maybe the difference with the PB skin or ghost there, how they have more speed on this exit. Yeah, that definitely puts them ahead a little bit. Then also just normal jump here to the arrow. That's pretty good. Then the same turn here. Just a tiny drift onto the red boost, and in this spot already Neek and Mad Lightning far ahead. But yeah, look at this different line here by them. Okay, what is going on with the camera? I have no idea what's happening. But yeah, they're going super wide for extra speed in this penalty. But is it worth it? It looks like Neek is ahead. I think Neek had it better than Matt Lining. I think it was better. Neek, they were pretty much equal there. He just went inside. Inside, clean line here. And yeah, try to stay as much on the platform as possible. Also here, if you have good speed, you can just jump inside like this really fast. Yeah, it's not no brakes. You have proper brakes there. And then drop down here. H-Ball has another line, yeah. Oh, wait. There was something else. He went like on the right, no? So he's also going very wide here, but then like just completely dodges the platform. Just avoids the platform altogether. Could that be better, actually? If you get a really good landing, it might be better. Also pre-drifts the quarter pipe, actually. That's interesting. Yeah, this is a very advanced track. There's probably going to be a lot of changes in the world record route on this one, I imagine. Yeah, just try to get good speed through here. They're landing smooth here, whereas the others are just jumping full to the left as inside as they can. Not sure what's faster right now. I think the inside line feels better to me, but they have a little bit less speed then. No, I think... Did Smithy gain? Smithy did it smooth. Let's see. Smithy is close here. Then he takes the smooth, has more speed over the penalty. I think he gained, right? Yeah, I think Smithy gained with it. Okay, seems like that might be another threat. There's a lot of threats on this. This map, I definitely see a sub 53 coming still. Currently it's sitting at a 0.56. Half a second faster might be doable. Okay, there's another 2 normal campaign maps now. Map 19 and map 20. The maps after that are gonna be esport maps. Specially designed esports maps, which will now be in the Black series of the campaign. Those will be interesting for sure as well. Very hard maps, of course, to learn for the average Trackmania player. We'll definitely go into detail there once we get there. But this is another cool map here. Very focused on quarter pipe jumps. And who is in first? Lufok, of course. Lufok is always the quarter pipe player. And he is always grinding these. Really likes them. Somehow. Somehow he's the best quarter pipe player in the game. But yeah, nice lines here. Land on the platform. Goes on the right side there to then have a better angle to the finish and does a bug slide. Oh, that's nice. I was wondering about that if you wanted to do a bug slide. I wonder if Glidur gained on him though. It felt like he was further ahead. Yeah, I think Glidur had a better bug slide. Yeah, he was able to keep it a little bit longer than Lufok, I think. But yeah, other than that, I think it's mostly just about the quarter pipe jumps here, getting them very clean as early as possible, getting really good release timings, especially you want to jump as low as possible, as you can tell. Very low jumps is always the goal with these. Then here, small trick, release and jump to the left. Yeah, he releases a lot actually to land early and then good speed into here. And then this water bounce. Honestly, really clean. What are they aiming for exactly? This was a little bit difficult, I remember, in the discovery. They're aiming for... Well, basically left of this pillar is what you want to aim for. A little bit left of that pillar. And then you have a nice line for this. And the less you have to steer on that sand there, the better as well. If you have a nice straight line there already. But yeah, that one is just a normal quarter pipe jump there again. Drop down here onto another checkpoint. And now this one. Super low. Very important with these quarter pipe jumps as well. You need to go at least over this here with the 4 tires usually. This sign block here. Because otherwise you will fall behind the quarter pipe. You see how this is perfectly straight, the sign. This is still curved. So if you still have 1 tire on this, you might not get a good bounce. However, I'm just realizing that this is right after. Maybe that could actually save you, this scenery block, if you're too low. Worth a shot, I think. Worth trying. Wonder if that changes anything. Where then they jump here, get a good landing, land as early as possible, and then going around the flag here is really interesting, and then backside. It does save indeed. Interesting, yeah, Lufok in the stream here. Just came in and I see this. My copium is 0.17. That looks, that sounds good. Well, okay, so that can save. That's interesting. Yeah, here definitely can save the quarter pipe jumps. But definitely not something you need to go for. That's like for the last like few hundreds that you can gain on this track. But yeah, that's good to know that that can maybe save quarter pipe jump here. But yeah, most important of course is the low exit. Whole leaderboard in chat. 10 out of 10 map. Yeah, looks fun honestly. And then the final track. Before the esport maps here. Map number 20. Huge world record by Proper Neuer here. What the fuck? How is he a second hand? Hello? Okay, so this one, again, as we talked earlier, map number 10 was 2 laps, then map 15 was 3 laps. This one now, 4 laps. What do they do here? Oh my god, massive nosedive. Then up like this. Clean stuff. And just move downhill there, no side, and then here, does he do the plastic bounce? Yes, and he gets it good. Gets it really good. Now on the next lap, does the dirt turn inside again as well? Then the next drift here. Want a lot of speed out of this. No problem. Yeah, it looks like he's doing a little bit of a wiggle as well on the plastic here. Gets a bit more speed that way maybe, and yeah, just massive, massive nosedive. I think you wanna... Okay, I'm gonna explain this again when I don't have chemistry. You wanna wait with the air brake there for sure. And then here, avoids the snow and just goes inside there. Small nose slide, and then early plastic bounce seems to be better. Just don't touch. Exactly, that's the strat. Okay, now, third lap. Let's take a look at this a little bit more in detail. He's already so far ahead. Clean run here. If you understand this map, and you're consistent on this, you can get a really good run here, I think. You just have to repeat it 4 times, of course. My campaign discovery is also still 160th on this map, apparently. But yeah, nice drift there again. Just good speed. And then here, small wiggle. Hit the bounce and then wait, now air brake. At this kind of angle. This is the angle where you want to air brake. Like it's almost, like it's actually over 90 degrees. He is literally over 90 degrees, but the thing is of course this is curved, so it will turn him around. And that way he just keeps more speed. He even gets like a little bit of a wheelie at the exit there as well, to then keep even more speed. You can't really see it here in Cam 3. But yeah, then the quarter pipe, also here, or rather wall ride, I guess. Early drop down to, you know, get good exit speed. And then just, you know, drive over the grass, clean stuff. And then this goes really wide for this. Stop holding left as you hit the plastic. Interesting. So right here, see how he stops holding now as he's hitting the plastic bounce. Seems to be better. He gets really good plastic bounce landings there consistently, it seems. At least he's gonna get it in all 4 rounds, I imagine. And then the final lap here, let's take a look. 2-minute long track, of course. Do we get this one in matchmaking, actually? Will be wild. 2-minute rounds here. But yeah, just clean stuff. That one could have been maybe a bit more inside there. And then yeah, drop. Counter steer. And into the finish. Yeah, easy stuff. There you go. That was the first 20 maps, the normal Nadeo maps that you would expect. Now, for the final 5 maps, Nadeo did something special, and that is that these are going to be used for the Esports World Cup and the Esports Nations Cup this year. $500,000 and $250,000 prize pool, respectively. The 2 biggest cups we've ever had in Trackmania history. And these maps will be used for these 5 tracks. They're now officially in the game. There will be cups hosted on the in-game as well. The Cup of the Week right here. The first one will be on map 12 on Saturday. The first esport events will be happening, I believe, on the 18th. And yeah, because of that, a lot of esport players have been hunting these tracks already, I'm pretty sure. So these runs are gonna be cooked. Apparently my game is also cooked because I had such a long black screen there. But yeah, these are now going to be used. These are the first 5, all 20 black tracks for this year. that will be released will be used for the for these esport competitions. And yeah, we're starting off with the China themed track here. So yeah, a few drifts there at the start, landing into the dirt, then a dirt turn here with gear 5, then drop down into the ice slide, want this nice and inside. I've already built the part maps for this one, so I know a little bit about this track here. Then very low line here, early into the checkpoint, a drift up to this, clean line, then into another slide. They already started early. Now you might be wondering, why is Hill so far behind first place right now, but has the world record? The reason why is because we have identities back, and this identity is kind of broken. So you see how far ahead Nike is right now? Well, Hill just does this. Hits the wall and into the finish, gets the first place. Wallbang is faster in this identity. It is not intended. It will probably be updated as well. This is also an old identity we had before. We had this in Bicycle before already. But yeah, we don't know yet if they will be updated. Especially we don't know yet if they will be updated for the campaign, or if they get updated, if they get cut fixed, if that's only for the esport competitions. Then we'll see. We don't know yet if that will be allowed or not. But yeah. Start, they jump into an outside dirt turn there. Pretty difficult. Very nice inside line here as well. What is identity? It's basically a part at the end of the track that identifies the track, you know, that makes it special. In that case, that ice part there, you know. Or maybe like a really difficult jump, something that stands out, you know, that's the identity. And that is gonna be brought back now for these esport maps. Where esport is going to be implemented into the game more thoroughly now. Okay, do I analyze this actually? Because obviously that is my job, in a way. I can analyze quite a lot of stuff, but let's do a little bit surface level, maybe, so that you guys can get the author times on these, because the author times are pretty difficult on these ones. So yeah, see, this is the intended line. He goes actually a little bit too far, and then into the finish. So, Neko, what does he do? First of all, at the beginning, just a clean slide, you know, wanna get as much space as possible, started from the right side here, get it clean. You wanna stop braking here already, don't have to release at all anymore for this turn. Then you have good speed for this, you can make this jump. You don't have to get this perfect, the author time is of course 3 seconds slower than this, but it is definitely faster to take this outside line, if you are able to. That's a pretty difficult line there in my opinion. But then, the landing here into a booster. They jump a little bit sideways, air brake to land earlier and get the grip. Then this turn, I think they actually have to release a little bit here. Yeah, they do release a tiny bit, because otherwise you go a bit too far. Ice slide here. If you're getting to the black tracks, this will just be difficult, this ice slide. Ideally, you don't have to release at the exit. Here again, you wanna aim kind of a little bit higher than this, I think. Because you drop down, or rather with the ice you're sliding a little bit downwards, so you want to aim a little bit above this edge, but eventually you want to come out exactly right here. If we look in camera 7 here as well, he's coming out exactly on the edge, and the better you do this, the faster you will be. Here, for example, Demotivator went a little bit too high. That way, he will lose a little bit of speed here against the others. You see how he's drifting wider than them and getting the exit a little bit worse. It's not a big difference, but it is a difference for sure. Oh, cinematic camera. But yeah, they're going into this then. Then just normal turn here. Into another slide, auto slide in this. And then onto the dirt. This is just a little bit tricky, but doable. It's really hard to keep the gear in this turn as well. And then dropping down, jump to the left, and then just the identity. In this case here, a very easy way to do this identity is to just, you know, turn around here, then hold gas and brake to slow down earlier, counter steer, and then straighten out the car. It's just the most important part is how quickly you can straighten out your car here. But yeah, you need to start braking very early for these if you want to get them to work. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe they will keep this wallbang, maybe not. But that is the first map. Also, Terrence, welcome. Thank you very much for the tier 3. Let's go. Thank you for the 32 months. Good stuff. Alright, then the next swag. This is France 2026. Heavily based on Halfpipe. An old TMGL map as well. We're starting off with a grass turn here, then into sausage. Inside line on this one. Then another drift here. Does he go over the penalty? He does. And barely keeps the grip on the drop. Shadow Grancer actually driving here. Is Shadow Grancer gonna drive for EWC? That would be very interesting. He's fast enough for hunting, that's for sure. But is he, like, he has never really played rounds or knockout. Will be interesting to see if he will attempt esports. Will be definitely exciting here. Then this jump, you wanna... It's actually jumping really fast, or really far on that one. And lands a little bit unsmooth, but that's fine because he just gets the transition smooth. Then tight drift here, another tight drift on this one, a little bit over the penalty, and then come the half pipes. They have been remodeled a little bit from the older version, but yeah, it is a very similar identity to what we had previously, and that is the run here. Really good one already by Shadow Grancer, to be honest. 2/10 ahead of Heath right now in second place. But yeah, just a normal jump on the grass here, then setting up the drift here. If you're trying to get the author times on these tracks, I don't really have to explain to you how to do a drift at this point. These are just very, very difficult maps. There's a tiny detail here is that he's going very far on the left, and he's not jumping out here, he's jumping out on the left here, and with that gets a very smooth line, landing here, and lands a bit further left as well. Then turn like this, no side here, land early into this. By the way, these blocks, they look really nice. They are the underside of platforms in this environment. Basically, all of these turns here and stuff, they are the underside of roads, as you can see right here, which is a new texture in these vistas, in these environments. And yeah, just a normal no-side turn there, then drift, just hold it into outside dirt here. And then over the penalty, then here you want to release a little bit, I think. Wait, does he? Wait a second. Did he not release? He didn't release. Okay, that's interesting. You don't have to release, apparently. I don't know. I have not built the part maps for this map yet, of course. We'll have to do that eventually. Obviously, I will be doing that because I'm the analyst for Canadian Massa at Big. And definitely we want to be doing well in esports this year for sure. So we'll be working on that with them together. I think he... Wait, is he losing to the others here? Let me see Heath's perspective. I think he loses a little bit in the ending, maybe. Yeah, Heath is quite far behind here already. Then he just jumps straight, actually, into this. Interesting. We'll definitely try some stuff, for sure. Then up like this. Drift. Yeah, gets it a little bit tighter. Definitely better than what Shadow Grancer had there. Gained a lot, but then wider here. Slightly worse entry into half pipes. But yeah, then just jumping low. Again, the same thing as we explained, or as I explained earlier on the first quarter pipe map. You wanna be on these walls here because this is flat. So you get a better transition into the next one. Same thing here. Jump off at the flat to get a better transition. And the same thing here again. And then just, yeah, cruise into the finish. Okay, then the third map, USA 2026, Type 1 if you're from the USA. Here we go. Melio with the world record on this one. This one is based on a Neoslide identity. Gonna be very interesting. They also have a lot of theming around this track. I think on this one it's mostly New York, Hollywood, and the moon landing, I think, that they base it around. You can see the Hollywood sign in the background, or I guess the Trackmania sign. How far ahead is Leicester in the start? That's crazy. I want to see Leicester start immediately. So they no-slide inside here. Then this turn, how far do they go? Okay, like that. Then small drift. Gets really good speed into the bobsleigh. Super smooth landing here as well. And then comes the quarter pipe jump. Again. Interesting land. Holy shit, he got it so clean. Got it so clean. Then this turn. Tiny drift only is enough to get through there. Let's take a look from Melio's perspective now again. Yeah, Leicester with an insane start. Also here, not outside dirt, by the way. They are just jumping into the middle, basically, of this. Yeah, just jump into the middle. And then here, also not outside dirt. Can completely avoid that, pretty much. Then jump, landing in the slide. And inside drift here. Now comes the ice part. That's usually the problem for Letzter. And yep, he gets overtaken. He gets swallowed up completely on the ice part. You have a very difficult flick out of this as well. So they go onto this wide to get a bit of a better angle, and then this flick. Really tough. How do they exactly do it, actually? So they go in like this, release a little bit, and then just steer, and then counter steer really early. See how early he counter steered? And then, yeah, you keep speed through this. Good speed in this. And then, does he do the wallbang? Yes. That was a really odd wallbang there by Emilio. Like, it looked like he wasn't quite sure if he wanted to drift or wallbang, and then he did like both. Yeah, that was a really bad wallbang. We'll see. Then wide, a thread like this, a drift here, another drift on this. And into here, now the ending. What do they do? Wide thread. Wait, ain't no way. Let's start clipping the edge and getting overtaken on the finish line. Oh my god, what a snipe. But yeah, this here at the end is a Neo side identity. This is also based on Vanta Neo, an old TMJ map. The other two maps are new identities, I believe. But yeah, this one was based on Vanta Neo. If you've ever watched Granadi's Twitch and typed exclamation mark Neo slide or something, a clip from Vanta Neo comes up where he's explaining why he can't Neo slide on a wheel. Now they brought back this map here, so he's very excited about this one. We'll see how we do, this. Gonna be difficult, I think. He's probably gonna have to switch to keyboard for these turns. It's definitely gonna be faster to Neo slide on these. Otherwise, the maps are too simple for sure. In general, these maps are a lot more basic than the esport maps we had recently, like the last few years. Not as like Waypoint with a bunch of transitions and surface changes and stuff. Then the next one, it's Brazil 2026. World record by Century. We will watch the other runs first. Okay, let's take a look at Sing's run. Sing's run with a 104.78. This one was, in my opinion, the hardest author time of the entire campaign. Goes really wide here, but look at the exit speed he gets out of that quarter pipe. Insane stuff. Then over the beach here, get a just clean transition. Then this beach turn here, really important. It's very easy to go too wide in that one. It's really difficult. I still need to learn how to do it as well. I also have only 1 day of experience on it, so I don't really know yet how to drive it perfectly. But you somehow want to keep grip and a nice line. Then this, going into the plastic wallway, going above the sculpture there, and then just inside, no outside dirt here. That definitely makes it a lot easier. Then into the reactor here. Very important to not bounce on these beaches here on the inside, or here as well. Don't bounce, because then you might get wet wheels. And once you have wet wheels over this water, you're gonna be cooked. And then he goes inside rock as well. That's really interesting stuff. Really interesting stuff. And also really interesting Minato at the same time gifting 5 YouTube memberships here. Holy shit. We're getting closer to a new emote there as well. Good stuff, good stuff. Thank you very much. But yeah, really good speed here. Then just normal wallbangs. The start is wet plastic there. Just want to try to, copy those lines. Then here, they basically just turn. Maybe a little bit of smooth steering, counter steering a little bit, to get grip again. But other than that, just turn and try to get it as inside as you can while maintaining speed. Then here, they pre-drift this. Like, they're literally drifting on water here with this. So he starts a slide and then brakes more, releases a little bit until he can fully speed the exit here. The water effects are having a little bit of problems with those, with that water. Then he gets really good speed out of this. Another drift setup here. Really good exit as well. He's getting a tiny slide here. I'm not sure how intended that is on that. I think also actually... Wait, Ina is playing Ano. Wait, what kind of ending does Ina have here? Holy shit. Wait, he was so far behind in the start. He had a bad landing here. You can really tell the difference when you look at this. He landed a little bit on the right side. had to steer more on the beach and lost a lot against them. They're Ina back as well. That's crazy. There's a lot of pro players coming back because of all of the esports news, of course, for Trackmania. I mean, almost 1 million prize pool this year. It definitely brings back people. That makes sense. Well, let's take a look. How do they do it now? So yeah, they go over the sculpture there. If you are having trouble with this, you can go below as well. It's not too bad. You can definitely get the author time with that. Will make it a little bit harder though, for sure. But yeah, just going like this. There was Melio going outside actually, but the others went inside. Then drift here again. Another drift setup on this water. Super inside line debating. Oh my god, it's so good. And then also a good finish as well. Okay, we have looked at the 2nd to 5th place now. Let's take a look at what Centurion does. Let's take a look at Centurion's run. So yeah, at the start here, I didn't even talk about this bug set yet. You want to get a really nice exit there, like straighten out early and be facing the edge. So yeah, decent starts for him. He's a little bit behind the others. Doesn't have quite as much speed. But lands now on the beach here. And gets decent speed. It's interesting that the maps that have tricks in this campaign are the esport maps. Because Centurion, I don't think will be doing a normal turn coming up here, because he's getting a lot of speed, jumping out here through the trees, bounce and land through the triangle in the next checkpoint. And he's going to gain 2 seconds with that. This is the biggest cut that they have found so far in this campaign, and they've actually done it. I didn't know they actually, somebody got it already. This is the first time I see it. I saw a streamable about this before, of somebody theory crafting this, but Centering actually getting it. Oh, also in the chat as well. Good stuff here. Now, the crazy thing with this is, these maps will be used for esports, right? And people will be sorted into divisions and stuff. Like, if they stay like this is not rounds viable. This is obviously not rounds viable. But if the map stays like this and somebody is like, I don't know, I'm not getting a good enough run, or like this run is not fast enough, they could just send this in the quali and maybe qualify for Division 1 because of that. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe this will get fixed eventually. It's just like unfortunate checkpoint placement, to be honest, because if you look at this, you're supposed to drive these curves here, these 180s. These checkpoints are literally in a straight line. You know? But insane stuff. You need to, I think, bounce off the wall here. 15 minutes? Yeah, I think it's doable in 15 minutes if somebody hunts for it. It's not regu, but it's free. Thank you, Centurion. Makes sense, makes sense. But yeah, it's definitely possible that somebody would be able to get that in 15 minutes. But yeah, insane tricky though. Really cool to see. Yeah, Jin just cruises it into the finish. We can maybe wait. I want to see that from above once. Wait a second. Turn on the cars and we look at it from above to actually like really admire the difference here. So they're coming in right here in the CERN. Centurion a little bit behind, equal to me, and then this. Just jumps straight, gets the checkpoint now, and now is already in the next checkpoint as well. This is how far ahead he is right now. Obviously he has way less speed, but it is still enough for him to be, yeah, in the end, 1.3 seconds ahead of Sinks. Yeah, good stuff. First person to, yeah, get that cut there successfully. And then the final map of the campaign. It is Heath with the world record on this one. Wait, who is Paco? That is Pac's old nickname. He changed it at some point to only Pac. He used to be called Paco. Who is this guy? That's interesting. In second place here. Heath with the world record with a .22. This is a Greece themed map. Looked really fun as well. Also unique identity on this one. It's kind of like a staircase. You will see soon. This one is also built in this normal stadium again. So the other 4 were built in the, you know, different vistas or environments that we have now. This one is built in the just normal stadium. So yeah, similar lines here so far, or also driving. I think this is definitely a bit more complicated in general. All of the maps feel distinct. They definitely feel different. They have different elements that are gonna be better and worse for other players. No slide here. Ooh, that's interesting. Paco is Paco. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, it's P Eco anyways. Outside dirt here. And then another outside dirt entry there. Jump across, barely gets that nose dive into this, and now coming to the identity. Let's see how they do this one. Okay, that's clean. Nice stuff. Jumping across. Yeah, this is the staircase identity that I was mentioning earlier. Pretty clean stuff. Alright. That's a fun map, I think. I also enjoyed this one quite a bit in the discovery as well. So yeah, at the start, simple grass. We've seen that before. Just barely keeping grip. He's going really wide here. He has a bit more exit speed that way. Not sure if that's really worth it than just normal drifts here, you know. Just want to optimize these. In this drift here, you don't really want to focus on this edge. You want to be focusing on this edge. Getting good exit speed out of here, that's what you want to focus on. Where you should aim for, basically. Then the eyesight here, just normal eyesight, get a good exit. And then onto the platform here. Yeah, simple stuff, just land in good lines. You don't really have to drift on these at all. If you land sideways enough, you don't have to drift here. Like they don't have to brake. He's not touching the brake button at all in these turns. Then yeah, just normal plastic here, keep grip. It's just the kind of map where it's going to be hard to optimize and really push. And this, no slide turn. Just a bit of a release. Why do we have a NASCAR turn on the Greece map and not on the USA map, by the way? Where then drift here. He's a little bit behind the others, but he got a really good ending here. Yeah, outside dirt there. Then also here on the entry, also going in on the outside. That makes a lot of sense. And then drop down here. Pretty clean. And then just a staircase. Yeah, this one is probably pretty tough. What you want to do on these jumps is obviously don't fall off. That's the most important thing. But you have to help a little bit. The same as on the big platforms that we saw earlier. I guess this is kind of a mini version of this, you know, in a way. You want to just land and air brake and don't really have to brake that much in your landings. You just want to land in a way that you can already face the next turn, you know? You see how they're always already pre-steering for the next turn on every single landing here, and also every single one you want to air brake. As soon as you jump, air brake. You know, turn, air brake. Turn, air brake. Turn, air brake, you know? Usually earlier is better. They also counter steer a little bit, yeah, that's true. Counter steer does help here, but that you don't need to do, I guess. Definitely not for the auto time. But that can help the stability of the car a little bit as well, doing quick counter steers here once you're in the right position. Well, that is the Grease map. Nice stuff there. Definitely going to be fun to watch. I'm looking forward to that. To the general esports of this year. Gonna be cinema for sure. But yeah, that's the campaign done. Winter 2026. Hopefully this will have helped you maybe a little bit to learn some of the new strats as well on the 25 brand new tracks that we have. Also with the new vistas, the new environments and everything as well. Definitely let me know what you think about the tracks and all of that stuff. Hope you enjoyed word record reaction here, and maybe it helped a little bit as well. Yeah. Anyways, good luck on the tracks and see you next time.